right, Bant Angels. This deck is kind of a mono white deck with 2 splashes, and something I always like to point out when we play this deck is that it kind of looks like we're splashing for Linvala, but what we're actually splashing blue for in this deck is Glasspool Mimic. This card enters play as a copy of a creature you control, and what this allows us to do is having extra copies of Righteous Valkyrie and Resplendent Angels. We definitely can, Weens. Thanks for the bits, and thanks for the sub-confidant. Having extra copies of both of these payoffs lets us close games out in a really explosive way. We can't play more than 4 copies of either of these payoffs, so Glasspool Mimic kind of gives us a way to skirt around that. And once we're already splashing for Glasspool Mimic, we might as well play some Linvala because she's useful against things like Wrath of God, for example, and other sweepers like Ritual of Soot. We have a green splash in the deck, so we can play some collected companies to hit our cards more consistently as well. So basically, both of our splashes here are to make it so we find these cards and more copies of them more consistently. Out of the sideboard here, we've got some copies of Elite Spellbinder as a new card out of Strixhaven. I'm notably not playing any counter spells in the sideboard. I think if we had access to something like Spell Queller, like a counter spell that we could hit off of Collected Company, I'd consider playing it. But I think in general, against things like Tainted Pact, you're going to have a little bit of a challenging matchup. I don't think playing counterspells really moves the needle on that. And I'd rather just play things like Spellbinder that are proactive threats and just try and race them with our linear draws. So this is a deck where I often describe it as it's a do the thing deck. You're not really an answer deck. You're looking to just like put a bunch of power into play in an explosive manner as quickly as possible and run your opponent over. Sometimes you get picked apart and it doesn't happen, but we're looking to ask the questions, not provide the answers. So let's go ahead and dive on into some games with this one and see how it goes today. Nimble Obstructionist. Obstructionist could be cute. You have to like draw it naturally though, is the problem. Like, you can't, Collected Company doesn't help you find it, whereas, like, something like Elite Spellbinder, for example, Elite Spellbinder is a card that you can Collected Company into, and it's disruption when you find it with our company, is the meaningful reason for that. So I think, in general, I prefer Spellbinder. Spellbinder's also much better than something like Nimble Obstructionist against the control decks. Like, being able to tag, great couple of hands to start. Being able to tag their sweeper, for example, is very good. Oh, we got the last couple of spoilers for HA5. We got Culligan's Command and Elish Thorn as expected. Speaking of Tainted Pact, you climbed for Mythic rank to play out with Grixis Control. Yeah, the Grixis Control deck is very good that's on the website. The Grixis Control deck has helped us climb through Diamond the last 2 seasons. It has some like clunky draws where you like draw too many 4 and 5 mana spells and it feels awkward. But like if you have a good mix of like low end to start your curve off, it works really well. Hey, Nato. Thanks for the 20 months of Prime. Welcome back. I appreciate it. Yikes. Yikes. Look at the way they massacred my boys, chat. Alright, 1 Collected Company, please. Hopefully people are going to be off Pact for a little bit here when they ban it. Hopefully we see a ban list update before the end of the day. It's only 10 a.m. in Seattle, so could still be coming. Well, so since they moved off of scheduled ban list updates, they don't always happen in the morning anymore. But, you know, we can have a ban list update up until like 4 o'clock this afternoon. So you have time. Chat, they don't announce for people that haven't been following Magic super closely. They don't announce ban and restricted updates anymore. They just happen. We don't have predetermined, pre-scheduled weekends for them, things for them anymore. Hasn't been that way for some time. Gosh, probably close to a year at this point. Guys, B with the 60 months. 5 years is a long time. Thanks for keeping me around. All right, chat. What does this attack mean? I know what it means. I'm testing you. What do we think? Yeah, chat got it. Fatal push. Could be disfigure, likely fatal push. We're gonna say no blocks here. It could also mean a sweeper. Yep. Need a collected company real bad, chat. Okay. I mean, I'll do it a pinch. Not upgrading their 2/2 to a 3/3. I played the land out here, so if I draw something I want to copy. There's a class full of kids and there's no teacher. So... well, it's okay. You can talk to the other kids. Or if there's no teacher and there's no class, you can go do something else. That's okay. You trying to rat them out or something? You're allowed to hang out with the other 5-year-old and 6-year-old. Well, you're 6, right? Well, that means some of them are probably 6 too. I think we want some Reidanes here rather than Linvala because a lot of their sweepers are like exile or minus based, and a Reidane at least makes them cost more mana. Go have fun, dude. Yeah, that chat, it's anarchy. It's all kids, no teachers. So, Sunpetal Grove with the pathways a touch awkward here, but this is definitely a keep. Chat likes your dance. I think it's pretty good too. I think this is a spell. sounds good, J-Dubs. What's his opinion on vampires? Christy and I are currently watching through are currently watching through the Vampire Diaries series, and he really isn't a huge fan of those shows. He finds vampires scary, chat. He's 6. Thanks for the follow, Days of Summer. Alright, so do we Spellbinder for the disruptive element, or do we Valkyrie? I think we Valkyrie to start. Okay, that's not terrible. So we can play this as our 4th land. When I asked it for a tryhard stream, no, this deck's actually only in the fan favorite section of my website. There was like a brief moment where people thought this deck was really good, but it mostly gets like these super interactive matchups are tough. The Angels deck has some really strong matchups, but it's definitely what I would classify as being polarizing more than being objectively good. Like this deck tends to be very good into small creature decks, and it tends to struggle against some of these more controlling things. I'm gonna do this in response, because if I find Glasspool Mimic, I want to copy the Spellbinder. Okay, I mean, we're like kinda ahead. I guess we're a little bit behind because they have Luris, huh? They're gonna get to draw the darn cat. We board in Reidane just to get the apparitions out. No, Reidane's good against the not combo part of the opponent's deck. So while Reidane doesn't stop them from comboing, remember they're a control deck too, chat. So they have things like Extinction Event and stuff like that. Is this lethal? Man, this dies to Extinction Event. I can also put them to 2, though, by playing it. Yeah, 2 versus 6 is not really meaningful, correct? And I'll still be close to getting this active. Like any other Angel or Cleric gets it active. That is correct, Conscript. That's why Skyclave Apparition is so good with cards like Ephemerate. Because you can Ephemerate your Skyclave Apparition in response to its enter's play trigger and exile 2 things without giving them a token. Hey, Ripcopter, thanks for the follow. Good afternoon. We're probably dead at this point, huh? Valeris is just gonna grind us out. Which is another part of what makes their deck so good. I mean, like, I've only drawn 9 lands and 19 cards. This is, like, almost exactly average. And that's just part of Magic, chat. Like, again, you need to not think about flooding in terms of the total number of lands you draw. You need to think about flooding in terms of proportionally how many lands you saw compared to how many spells based on the ratio of what you've seen, right? Like, these games against the Pact deck just go long because they're a control deck. So, like, you're seeing a lot of cards in a long game, and you're going to draw a lot of lands in a long game. That's just how, like, basic statistics work. Alright, let's hit a green source. If we get to play on curve this game, our hand's really good. Nice. Sweet. Yeah, the MPL event happened this weekend, full effect. Hopefully they care enough when we get an update later today. Having a small fundamental understanding of statistics is beneficial in Magic for sure. You would definitely be a better Magic player if you understood small statistical things. Well, I mean, your lack of an ability to find results is on you. Like, the magic.gg site is, like, very, very reasonable. I'd be hesitant to call it good, but it's more than fine. Ooh, Reidane locking us off these collected companies is actually a really big deal. This is grayed out, because even if I pay 2, it's coming into play tap, so don't pay 2, chat. I think I'm going to trade Youthful Valkyrie for Aspirant here if they attack with it. Is there a different article other than the full spoiler? Wow. I think we're dead. I guess I could draw Skyclave Apparition, but like, yeah, that's brutal. Man, Collected Company's not even popular anymore. Like, is this card good against anything that's popular? I guess it, like, tags Phoenix, but it doesn't do anything against Tainted Pact. That does nothing against Control, right? Yeah, Cat Oven and Muxus don't really see play. I can't remember the last time we played against goblins. The cat deck happens on occasion still. All right, so we'll bring in these to spot remove their stuff. We'll cut the Linvalas. We'll trim a speaker. That's fine. Did they not post the results on magic.gg? I thought they were up there. But I'm gonna be honest, now that I think about it, I was following it on Twitter. Hey, thanks for the Prime support, Toasted Marshmallow. Welcome to the channel. Sure. I think the last time you played against goblins was the first round of that tournament. Yeah, I think that's accurate. Which sounds about right. Queue up for a tournament, queue into the unwinnable matchup. Now, I already have cards like Reidane to hedge the control matchup. Okay, sweet. So I get to do this into Resplendent Angel here. And then honestly, that might be enough to win the game. Hey, thanks for the 29 months, Jace. Welcome back. Opponent agrees the game is over. I'm happy with how I boarded. Not that our sideboard cards did anything there. Yeah, this is fine. Especially on the draw. We need to be a little bit more interactive. I mean, I don't really know that our control matchup is bad, Confidant. I also think if you want to play something that's like a bunch of hate bears and stuff, you should probably just play a different deck. Like, the Green-White Company deck is still very reasonable, but I think, like, that's better suited for playing a bunch of hate cards. Like, the purpose of this deck is playing something that's more linear. I think if you wanted to hedge control in this deck and play something like Thalia, I would cut something like Skyclave Apparition before I cut my synergy cards, because Skyclave Apparition kind of occupies a slot of, this is my non-synergy just good card. Thanks for the third of a year, Draco Militia. And welcome, thanks for the follow, Mox. I'll be right back. This isn't amazing, but it's fine. Nice. I think this Glasspool Mimic is currently a spell. See, could go either way on that. Can I step on something, or they got more things to play to the board here? Interesting that they elected to kill that one. This one. This one's not great when my opponent's beating us down. Like, this is actually going to be one of the cards that we board out here. I assume they're about to make this not block and then crack us for 5. Just send them to me via DM somewhere, Bluefire. Wherever is most convenient for you. Twitch, Twitter, Discord, email. Spur, thanks for checking out the Starfleet promo. Bishop of... Yeah, do I exile something, or do I want to get Bishop going? I kind of want to get Bishop going. Like, Bishop just makes, like, any card I draw next turn just absurd. Like, I can take a hit, right? Like, I'm going up to 20 here. There's a lot of upside to getting Bishop into play. The second mountain here is a big deal, because it means that, Cleave is on the table. Alright, and like this isn't even that big of a deal, right? We get to go block, take 8 down to 13. Oh yeah, maybe I should double block BTE there. It's definitely a spell. Well, they're also a Coco variation. Okay. Nice, Rabbit. Slow and steady. Yeah, can we draw a Coco ourselves? Any Angel really would be great. Resplendent Angel, also a great draw. How about another land? I think we want to Glasspool Mimic here. Keep their board small. You want to copy Valkyrie? What if I copy Skyclave? I guess copying Valkyrie lets me gain 4 extra life, and it makes my other Valkyrie bigger. Yeah, I guess that's pretty appealing, huh? It does actually eventually give me a token via Bishop of the Wings too. I think you're right. It's close to Skyclave Apparition. Are we dead to Cleave? We copy Skyclave. No, I don't think so. No, we're going to 18, and like we can block a bunch and sack Linvala inside of combat. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what Resplendent Marshal does. Yeah, Linvala giving everything indestructible for a turn means that this board's potentially it makes combat makes combat math very messy for the opponent. Although if they have Cleave and second on-crop Crasher here, we might die. Think we do this and then sack Linvala? And we're just like hoping to draw something meaningful next turn. Oh, I can sack before it blocks to also block with the Toki. That's a good call. She couldn't block anyways. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good catch. So I took 3 points damage I didn't have to take here. I could have put this in front of Pelt Collector. Man, the fact that we're at 20, the fact that we're at 22 and not 25, I just like crack them in the air, right? I just assume they can't kill me next turn. Go. Well, they had a 2/2, so attacking with this was bad. So if they have Cleave, this is 12. Pump up, the bump up, the wump up, the jam. All right, I mean, we won that without seeing a collected company, which was pretty impressive. So like I mentioned, Speaker of the Heavens coming out in this matchup because they're pressuring our life total a ton here. Baffling Ends and Deccan Stones come in, especially on the draw. I need to trim one thing here. Linvala, really instrumental, really low-key a very powerful card in this matchup. I think it's easy to overlook how good she is until you see how the board state play out. Yeah, I don't think Knight's good enough. I think Knight's worse than the other cards we already have. I'll trim a Valkyrie, bring in another 2 mana spells. Mimic's one of the things that really enables our insane draws in this matchup. So you want to be able to do that. Hey, CC. Thanks for the prime. Welcome to the channel this afternoon. So our mana's a little bit awkward this hand, but definitely a keep. Would have been nice to have these in play to gain life sooner, but that's what it is. Strong curve here for the opponent. Our 1-4 lines up okay into this on-crop crasher, though. Exerting just to deal 3 deal. I think we go Soul Warden into Valkyrie here, gain 5. And if we had untapped land next turn, we're in an incredible spot. Hey, well, I appreciate you taking the time to do it now, call me, CC. Good to have you here in chat. Okay, so this is definitely a cleave, right? I think I just say no blocks. Untapped lands. So we gotta exile Questing Beast here. What do we reach Mythic? We climbed the last step. I mean, we play a ton of things here. The last little bit into Mythic was, we played Dead Guy Ale and Grixis Control last week. Hey, thanks for the sub, yes, Vanu. Good morning. We've died? Are we dead? I think that's true, right? Ha, 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 ha. Stay alive. Stay alive. There might be something to this cleave card, chat. I think the exert gets us here. Does it? No, we're not dead, right? Oh, I need to sack in response like I should have last game. Yeah, good call. I only missed on one point of life this time instead of 3 though. We're still not dead though. Oh, I would have killed the Crasher. We would have killed the Crasher. Good call. Alright, so do we company or do we Soul Warden into Linvala? So if I Soul Warden into Linvala, we gain 1 and then 6 puts us up to 9, and the Questing Beast is crunching us for a lot. I'm counting if we need to actually do that. The Questing Beast is going to be 10, and I can only go to 9, right? I think we have to company, I agree. That'll do, pig. Alright, so the game is over, we've won. I'm gonna hold these back just in case. We'll see if not killing this comes back to bite us, but I think we should be good at this point. We grabbed the Mimic. Could we have copied Resplendent Angel? No, that is not how magic works. Mimic can only copy things that are already in play. Yeah, I mean, like, when Angels was popular early on, like, it has a good Gruul matchup. It's other things that have pushed it out of the format a bit. Yeah, thankfully Garbage Time doesn't last a long time in this deck. You get to kill them fairly quickly. Someone asked if I think this deck can do okay in ranked. It depends on your matchups. Like, your Tainted Pact matchup is bad, and your control matchup is hard. It's not as bad as Tainted Pact, but it's still not like what you're looking to play against. You're playing against things like Gruul and Goblins and Green-White Company and other fair creature decks. Our deck is super reasonable. Angels definitely has what I would classify as very polarizing matchups. When it's good, it's great. When it's bad, it's terrible. Hey, you know what, Fabricator? The only wrong way to play Magic is if you're not having fun. So if you're having fun and Standard with Boris Winota, more power to you. Yeah, based on the results of the MPL event this past weekend, it's probably actually not a great time to be playing this deck on the ladder, I would imagine. Would I brew an HA5 if I had no submissions? I don't know. Probably Reanimator stuff. Our opponent's ranked 11, so it's probably a safe assumption that they're playing Tainted Pact. So I'm actually just gonna go ahead and concede the match here. Like I said, I think this matchup's pretty bad, and I'm looking to play Magic to have fun. I want to showcase our deck in matchups. We played Pact once in this set, and like, hopefully showcasing the Pact matchup's not going to be relevant here soon. It's going to be taken out of the format via other means. I don't really care about my ranks, so. Yeah, those are Declan's gift cards. And if Declan gets a Minecraft level, you guys can share, but you need to give those to Declan, please. And I will help you load them up onto the Switch after I'm done work. Jacob, you need to give those to me. What do you need to tell me? Yeah, these ones are going to turn into monkey dollars. Yep. Okay, Daddy is working right now. I will help you turn these into Switch and monkey dollars later this evening, okay? After I'm done working. Or after Mom's done working. No, we cannot do it right now. Love you guys. Declan got gift cards for his birthday. Some Play Store credit and some Nintendo eShop credit. I think a lot more fun with Arena after I learned from you that I should just concede matchups that aren't fun. Yep. Lukewarm take. Games are more fun when you're playing for fun. Yeah, the RTX voice is not kind to the children. Monkey dollars, that sounds like cryptocurrency. Monkey dollars are the in-game currency for Bloons TD6, which is what the children play. What's the Dogecoin to monkey dollars conversion rate? Asking the real Christians. Lead on the less important angels here. They obviously have interaction because they're not drawing Luris. Well, Glasspool Mimic's definitely not great here. They're going to kill our things most of the time. I think we can go down to 22 lands just fine. This can technically sack to counter copies of... This technically sacks to counter Drown in the Loch. Yep. And we're going a couple of Baffling Ends. Piece of spot removal past Skyclave Apparition. Hey, thanks for the 16 months, Leafblade. Good morning, good morning. Good afternoon, whatever time of day it is. It's all a blur chat, time's a lie. Is Reidane taxing into the story not relevant? No, not really. I also, already have a giant glut of 3-drops, so, adding more 3-drops to my deck isn't particularly exciting. I'm not really big on survival games, Amphion. I also prefer playing games on the console and playing survival shooter games that are really resource scarce makes the fact that aiming on the console is less accurate than playing on the PC extra frustrating. And I don't really want to play a shooter with the keyboard and mouse. They make my hands hurt. I'm not attacking with the speaker here in case they have a 1-3. Yeah, I played the first part of the Final Fantasy VII Remake. It's really good. Looking forward to the second part of that. If you want to see my playthrough of that one, it's up on YouTube. I'll definitely be doing the second part of that when it drops. I think I'm gonna wait for the Yuffie DLC for when the second part drops. And I'll probably do the Yuffie and then part 2 all at once. This is why we let on Remorseful Cleric. They basically have to drown it, otherwise it counters drown later. I mean, I'll take my card, I guess. Was a Yuppie DLC. Is a DLC centered around a character named Yuffie. Right, well, I mean, that's a good draw while they're tapped out. I probably should have played that on white, huh? Not the best, but better than not getting 2 hits. Hey, thanks to whoever checked out the Starfleet promo. Appreciate you support my content. I got 3 good spells here. They unfortunately get to take Skyclave, so I'm not going to be able to exile their Luris here, unfortunately. Really? Okay, they want to kill Resplendent Angel then, I guess? I guess I have a second one, though, right? Yeah, if they don't have Into the Story, we're in an okay spot. What's going on, Dibbles? Thanks for the 23 months. Okay, so they have a counter spell, right? That's what not playing their 1-drop out means. So we'll lead on Resplendent Angel rather than Skyclave. I'm gonna hold this back so that way Luris can't attack for free. And then if we draw an untapped land, we can activate Resplendent Angel this turn. Is it a 4th Drown in the Lock? My god, it's a 4th Drown in the Lock, isn't it? Holy shit. Come on. Yeah, that's super unfortunate. That was like the only card that like punished us there, right? Because like we knew they had a 2-mana counter the way they sequenced. Mm. Might be okay here. It's a hard knock life. You may drink some of my water. Well, let's lean on this, since they know about it. Okay. Yeah, we're supposed to be aggressive and exile this. I don't know, it feels like they're gonna interact with my board, and then that's not a good play. So they have a free block on Righteous Valkyrie. They have a second Thought Thief here. You're gonna like block and then sack and hope to hit a removal spell. Please concede. That counts. Alright, sweet. Now we gotta try and win while we're on the draw, which is but it is what it is. I think on the draw, I cut the Speaker of Heavens because they're gonna be able to pressure me better. We bring in the Deccan Stones to be a little bit more interactive. I'll bring a Glasspool Mimic back in. Yeah, I mean, like, honestly, the lack of Into the Story was the biggest deal there, right? Like, the fact that they didn't have their huge gap backup card. Carnival of Shadows, thank you for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome to the channel this afternoon. Wouldn't be here without folks like you. You get some water, but it's not purified. We actually just got a system installed in our house that purifies all of our water. That's nice. The drinking water in Central Illinois is not great. At least not in the part that we're at. Hero of Time, thanks for the follow. Good afternoon. Well, we have 2 Skyclaves, we have 2/2 drops. Honestly, I wonder if they take the Valkyrie. So does they have like a Fatal Push, they probably leave it, but she blocks the robbers really nicely here. You want Pixelmon? Pixelmon? Like
basically a mod.
One. Meanwhile, when I visit the Southwest, I swear I can taste sulfur in their water. Yeah, like, the water in my home before we had the purifying system, if I, like, filled a cup of water and, like, let it sit there for a day, you could see the sediment at the bottom of the water that piled up. Yeah. Okay, let me get to know my Linvala. So a goal down in the bottom left. That is for the Star Trek Fleet promo. We'll be running for the rest of the week, so if you can't do it today, great way to support my content, just install that and play through the tutorial. We'll be playing it on stream at the end of tomorrow's stream for a couple hours. If you're a non-sub who does that, and you send me a screenshot that you got to level 3 and completed the tutorial, I'd be happy to gift you a sub to the channel. If you're already a sub, I can gift it to a friend or at random or whatever you'd prefer. The sediment is minerals necessary for survival. Some amount of, like, fluoride in your water isn't necessarily a terrible thing, but... It's a base-building, Star Trek-themed RPG-style game. If you want to see the actual gameplay, you can check out the tutorial or hang out and wait. We'll play it tomorrow on stream at the end. There is a PvP component, yes. The problem here is they keep not drawing lures, which implies their hand has a bunch of gas in it, and our hand is on empty at this point. Yeah, this could be an into the story turn. I also just, like, can't really attack, because if they have another Soaring Thought Thief I just got. It's 10 to 1 here, Anna. So usually we go till about 1 o'clock. We'll probably play one more match after this one, and then we'll shift over to Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah, I think with the end of the story, we could pack it in. The rogues deck just buries you in the late game here. Like, between Lurius and into the story, it's just impossible to keep up with. You gotta beat him down. You need, like, underscores or camel casing or something in there, Alias. So when it's all lowercase like that, you get what you get. Grixis Dragons is flying me through Diamond. I might hit Mythic today. Yeah, King Command is going to be a solid upgrade to that archetype. That's already very reasonable. And this is, this is the dream curve, right? We get to go 1, 2, 3, make an angel on 3. You can adjust how your Twitch name displays as an FYI. So you have control over that. You can change it after the fact, too. Jund Arcanist? Great. Hoping to draw something high impact here. I don't believe Arena supports changing your username. Nah, I'm not really interested in trading Soul Warden for Pyro. Well, I mean... I guess if I would have played this as a white source, I'd be at 27 here. Oh, they're gonna make a token, right? He's dead, Jim. Alright, so hoping for a collected company here. As is always the case once you have this amount of mana. Huh? I think I just want another 1/4 as a blocker. Toxic Deluge be too good for a Stark? No, I don't think so. Hey, thanks to whoever just checked out the Starfleet promo. Appreciate you. Is my wording grammatically incorrect in that? That should be themself, not themselves, right? Can someone help me English? Should it be themself? Or is themselves correct? Man, the English language, chat. Yep, you got a Thoughtseize. One collected company, please. A little surprised they didn't dig for a land, considering they need second red to escape Kroxa. Well, or you could just spike it off the top. Are there one card short here? They get to Thoughtseize and then escape Kroxa now? Really? They're flashing back looting. Interesting. Resplendent Angel would be absurd. Collected Company would be absurd. Honestly, even our one that gains life would be pretty, or even our one that gives +2/+2 would be pretty good, right? I mean, I think I'm trading Soul Warden for their Dreadhorde Arcanist here, right? Just get that out of here. I'm gonna wait to cast this, because if they escape Kroxa, I can respond to its trigger and hit a Skyclave Apparition. Hey, good afternoon, Jim. Good to see you around. Nice. Sick. Oh, I guess I technically missed a thing on Resplendent Angel. Huh. So, do I even care about the Kroxa at this point? Or do I just take Resplendent Angel Linvala to protect Resplendent Angel? Like, Resplendent Angel's gonna beat Kroxa, right? I think we just ignore the Kroxa. Yeah, this is every end step. So I'm gonna get an angel here on their end of turn. So I have them dead in 2. Quick interface tip here, especially if you're on mobile. I click on all 4 of my creatures, and then I click the number 8 up here, and it blocks them all 1-to-1 here. I don't think it ever explains that at any point to people, so it's good to share. Been playing this game for years and I didn't know it. Yeah, if you've never watched me play Field of the Dead, you've probably never seen it. It was very useful during Field of the Dead mirror matches. Man, maybe we should replace Speaker of the Heavens in this deck. I brought this card out a lot. I guess it's fine. It's good game one. I think it's a good game one card. I don't know. Don't really have anything that I really want in that slot. We just have so many. Don't have any good 1 or 2 mana things is the issue. Definitely want my 4 pieces of removal here. This is a Remorseful Cleric matchup. I know that it is. Now, I think this is definitely better than Sarah Ascendant. By a lot. You can activate. That's not true. There's actually a lot of board states where, like, this is a must-kill one mana card. And, like, having a must-kill threat for 1 mana is, like, really strong. I think I want Cleric here. I think I'd rather just have removal spells for Kroxa. Hey, Kookabell, thanks for the brand new Prime support. There's a ton of great people you can send that to every single month here on Twitch. Thanks for sending it this way this month. Afternoon Warcrawl, thanks for the follow. Nah, I think something like Giant Killer is really bad. If you want to play an interactive deck, play something else. This deck is largely good because it wants to get linear. Like Selfless Savior, Savior I could see. Yeah, you did mention you did mention that earlier. Selfless Savior's neat because while it's not a must-answer card on its own, it protects one of your other must-answer cards, right? So that's neat. Our hand is pretty good here. Reminds me of that red 1-drop that makes 5/5s. Yeah, it's exactly like that. Very, very good comparison. I'm playing Bishop here first. Bishop makes a lot of our hits off a Collected Company better. Bishop is worse against Fatal Push and Blood Chief's Thirst here, though. But worse than we already have too many 3-mana spells. So I think cutting a 1 or 2 mana spell in this deck for more 3-mana spells would be a mistake due to curve considerations. Not quite the droids we're looking for. Nah, that's fine, isn't it? Yeah, it was better than only finding 1 card. Thanks, Kuka. People like you keep me here making stuff. Let's see, are they cantripping, or are they gonna kick this and, like, kill my things? We could see Blood Chief's Thirst kick to kill the Linvala. So that way their thing lives. They have to pay 3 to kick it, though. Okay, and we can sack this to make our things indestructible. Oh, wait, it doesn't save this because of these. Right, sick. Sick. Oh, and they missed it, too. Alright, that all worked out. Why is one foil and the other's not? Because the other one is a Glasspool Mimic. And the Glasspool Mimic isn't foiled. Sweet. That was a good set. I feel like my opinion on this deck didn't really change at all over the course of that set. I think that set honestly did a good job of highlighting both the strengths and weaknesses of this archetype. Like, we played that first match against Pact, and it was kind of long and tough, and we ultimately ended up losing. The way I would describe this deck is it has a bad matchup against Pact, it has a close but slightly bad matchup against Control, and it has really decent matchups against things like Gruul and other creature-based decks that are looking to be aggressive. And I think because of that, like, it belongs in the fan favorite section on my website appropriately. Like, in the right metagame, this deck's very good, but there's definitely formats where it's just like not stellar. And if you showed me the snapshot that we talked about in Meta Monday today, where it was like all Tainted, Pack, and Jeskai control, I wouldn't recommend playing this. However, the latter's still been pretty diverse, right? Like, Pack's definitely been the most popular thing, but I think it was like maybe 10% of the matches that we played today. It was like, you know, we probably played close to 20 matches, and it was like 2 or 3, if that. So I think this is fine. I don't think I have anything that I would change in terms of the 75 after playing today. And again, this is more of a, if you want to be good against these things and bad against these other things, this is a fine choice. Hey, Gassens, thanks for the 5 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Keep playing things geared towards Pack and never seeing it, and the moment I don't, it's everywhere. Yeah, exactly. And like, Historic's one of those formats where it's like wide enough that you can't really metagame against one thing, especially on a big open field like the ladder. So... all right, at any rate, I appreciate everybody hanging out today. If you're new to the channel, we had a bunch of follows as well. Be sure to check out my YouTube. I just linked the Meta Monday that we did first thing this morning, talking about the breakdown from the weekend. I usually do 3 different Historic decks every single morning, so that's going to be it for Historic today, but I'll be back again tomorrow at 8 a.m. Central with some more Historic. For the rest of the day, we are going to do some Ghost of Tsushima on the PlayStation. For the last couple hours of my stream every day, we do some different variety stuff, mostly single-player story-driven things. Yeah, load it up.